history of the Lamma Forest goes back to 1997, where Able Charity back then was doing random tree planting in different parts of Hong Kong. We went ahead with a normal tree planting, and it was during that tree planting, which was around Earth Day in 1997, that this vision dawned that if we continued to plant trees in one area, lo and behold, one day there might be a forest. In the early days, we used to buy the trees from a nursery up in the New Territories. However, in recent years, it's the Kaduri farm that has been donating the trees. Over the years, we've had a number of schools come and do tree planting as part of their school curriculum and environmental education. We plant 500 to 1,000 trees. Besides schools, it's been Llama people, Llama families, a lot of kids. Kids love tree planting, and of course parents bring the kids along for educational and inspirational purposes.
I came here to plant because I wanted to save the environment.
Trying to plant more trees so the air will be more good.
So we've also had companies come tree planting, and once we had the American Embassy, and we had about a dozen Marines that had come to volunteer. Tree plantings are normally done over the weekend. Friday, the trees shipped over by Guido. We pick them up, we take them up and create a base camp for the day or for the weekend. And that would be done via VV trucks that would go down to the ferry pier, either Yung Shih Wan or Pak Kok, put the trees in the Guido, take them up, create base camp. Saturday morning we'd go up super early and get the camp ready for people to come, and 9 a.m. people would start arriving, the kids, families, people, volunteers, companies. In recent years, in the last 8 or so tree plantings, we've only planted local trees, that is indigenous Hong Kong trees. Reason being is this is the ecological understanding now, is that we should plant local trees. Local trees have an innate wisdom to them where they revive broken ecology, they attract the right flora and fauna. Date, we've probably planted about 20,000 trees in total. A fair amount of that was planted by the Agricultural Department of the Hong Kong government. We can see the vision now. We can see that one day there will be a forest here, and these barren hills will be covered in foliage and greenery and beauty that they once were covered in. In total, but between the tree planting that the government did and the planting we've been doing, approximately 20,000 trees have been planted now. They are self-generating and self-seeding. We planted a lot of trees that bear fruits, so that the birds or the rodents would eat the fruits, and then their droppings would generate more seed growth and therefore more trees.
I think trees means life to me, and to basically plant life, plant hope, and really to see the forest growing, it's very exciting.
I feel it's my duty now to be a resident on Lamma to assist in this wonderful project of reforestation.
I think it's important to give back to the planet, to our earth, and also the beautiful island that I live on.
In front of me we have a forest, and the forest is a playground for animals as well as for people, for humans.
I love the shade and the coolness and the greenness that trees provide for us on Lamma. Hong Kong, there are lots of concrete building. We need more green trees to help the ecosystem and also help Hong Kong to be a more greener place.
種多啲樹，好環保，我鍾意樹 ，OK？
forest is a lifelong project, or many lifelong projects. The work never ends. Where do you stop? Where do you draw a line? I think today in 2011 there is a forest, it's thriving, it's there for all to see and all to enjoy. But it needs a lot of pruning, a lot of selective cutting, opening up, clearing out, perhaps bringing in more interesting species, not just fruit-bearing species, but perhaps more endangered species, less common trees that can be planted in the forest. We've been opening up trails or walks. These are little earthen paths that meander through the forest. There's about 5 of them zigzagging in the forest, so people can go up for walks. It's beautiful up in the forest. It's quiet, it's peaceful. You can sometimes walk all day long without seeing anyone out there. These are beautiful, unspoiled hills without any cement or concrete or railings or signs. The way nature's meant to be, company of birds and the beautiful breeze and the shade of the trees. And it's one of my favorite spots on Lamma Island to meditate and sit quietly or take a book or a picnic and enjoy the peace and quiet. And there's some fantastic panoramic views looking over the West Lamma Channel towards Lantau and Chung Chau, or you could look east over the East Lamma Channel looking towards Hong Kong Island and Aberdeen and Pok Fulam. And you can also look south towards Lamma Island. It's just a beautiful spot, a lovely place to be. As the years go by, we are starting to wake up to the importance of ecology and environment. Future generations will need unspoiled land, untarnished land, unpolluted land. The importance and relevance of trees and the role they play in the cycle of life and ecology is tremendously important in stabilizing soil, keeping water in the ground, in purifying the air and the oxygen we breathe, and everything's connected. Personally, I would love to see the Lamma Forest protected somehow for future generations. The vision is to rezone this part of Lamma, northern Lamma, where the Lamma Forest is, into a conservation area. And a conservation area has adequate protection to stop developers, construction people coming in and building. Another vision for the Lamma Forest would be to see organic art built throughout the forest, using rock, stone, soil and any other natural local materials that can be found. Invite artists to create organic sculptures in the forest. I really hope that the Lamma Forest can be seen as an inspiration, as an example, to be followed perhaps. It gives me a tremendous sense of well-being to have been part of this vision and to have seen it come to fruition. So this has been an ongoing project, and now we're at the stage where we can say mission accomplished. If you're thinking 1 year ahead, sow seed. If you're thinking 10 or 20 years ahead, plant a tree. And if you're thinking 100 years ahead, make people aware.